Hi, it's Andrew here from Underground Training, and if you want to talk to somebody that knows how the industry works, the phone number's at the end of the video. In today's video, we're going to have a look at where the jobs are across the industry, and we're going to talk about how the companies have to train you when they onboard you. Yes, so they have to teach you everything that you need to know about the job, but what you need to know about this system is that this system invites a failure rate of over 50%, unfortunately. So if you go in green, so you've got no mining knowledge on day one, it's more than a 50% failure rate. Now, for those that have been watching the videos for a little while, we normally have a look at the mining truck on Seek at the moment, but everybody knows that if you're trying to get into a truck driving role, then the only real place that they're looking for entry-level people at the moment, unless you're prepared to go to a mining town like Kalgoorlie, is in the hard rock underground. So that's where you should be looking for your truck driving job. But let's have a look at the prices. And as you can see, the gold price is consistently high, so it's well over $5,000 Australian an ounce and over $3,000 US an ounce, so that's a really high, strong price. So that's where everybody around the country needs people. And when we have a look at our map, I've loaded up all the gold and copper and silver mines around the country. Iron ore is still around that $100 mark, but as we've talked about, when's the last time have you seen a traineeship for an iron ore mine? They just don't happen anymore because everything's gone driverless. So iron ore's not the place to be looking for a job at the moment if you want a long-term mining career. Coal is down a little bit, unfortunately. It's still under that $100 a tonne mark, so it's $96 a tonne US, which makes everything, unfortunately, a little bit iffy. So hopefully that'll put on $20 or $30 in the next couple of weeks and get it back over that mark where everybody needs it to be, so it doesn't interfere with the mine sites in Queensland. So if we jump over to our map and we have a look at our map of Australia, this is loaded up with all the gold and copper and silver mines around the country that are looking for people. Now, when all these mines onboard people, the way the system works, everybody uses the same system that we use here in WA with the hard rock mines around the country. When they onboard you onto the mine site, they have to show you everything that they expect you to do on that site. So instead of just going in and doing half a day worth of inductions, you end up going in and you end up spending, a week, 2-3 weeks doing inductions, tickets, procedures, all that sort of stuff. And when you move from one site to another, you have to redo everything on the new site you go to. It's the reason that you can't go down to TAFE and enroll in a mining course, because each company has to prove in a court of law that they've been able to train you on every mine site that they go to. So it's pretty rigorous like that. There's lots of jobs around, so if you type underground into Seek, you'll see all the jobs come up and they're everywhere. So there's lots of jobs around the country, so nippers jobs, pastefill, offsiders, nipper again, underground truck. That's a full crew ad there. But there's lots of companies around the country that are looking for people. But when you go in green, you're on their clock to teach you how the actual mine works. And that's one of the reasons why we wrote the training back in the day. And I've logged in as mining coach on my account. So I just want to take you through some of the things that you're going to learn or that you need to know about mining. So when you start. So we're just going to open up the training. So this is basic mine site operation. This is the first course. And if we're going to jump down, we're going to have a look at it as per mine standard. So this is one of the things that we teach on the course, and we show you this page a couple of times. And the reason that we show you this page a couple of times is because it's really important to get your head around how this works. So each mine in Australia is like its own little country, with each state having its own mine inspectorate to oversee the mines in their state. These standards are set by the owners of the mine using each state's rules of mining. So they use the mines regs in each state to set their own rules. Why do the states do it like this? Responsibility is the simple answer. Mines inspectorates around the country will never tell you how to run your mine, because if they do, they will be responsible for everything that went wrong. An example of this is changing a light vehicle, a ute tyre. On one mine site, you may be required to chock one wheel before changing the tyre. On another mine site in the same state, a different owner or their representative may require 3 wheels to be chocked before the tyre can be changed. The mines inspectorates don't care how the job is performed as long as it's done safely. And so this is the big thing that we try and teach everybody as per mine standard. Every mine site you go to, there's going to be a different standard that you're going to learn. Everybody uses the same basic rules, so the same basic technique. So if we jump back to our page here and then we go down and we have a look at the ventilation, and you see everybody uses primary ventilation. So that shows you how the primary ventilation works down the decline, and this shows you how the secondary ventilation works and explains how all that works. Everybody uses the same sort of ground support. So everybody uses split set bolts. So this is what the split set bolt looks like. This is how the jumbo installs the split set bolts. This is the pattern that they use. Mesh and bolts, shotcrete, metal strapping, how the shotcrete goes in. There's a video here that will show you how to put a bolt on the end of the jumbo. It's just all information that you need to know before you go if you want any realistic chance of making it. Unfortunately, when people go in green, so they've got no mining knowledge on day one, all the employers turn over 50% of those people. You can see once you do the training why so many people get turned over, unfortunately. It's just information overload when you first get to site. They want you to learn all this information in the first couple of weeks, and then they want to teach you how to drive a truck, and then they want to put you in a truck and send you on your way by yourself. But they can't send you on your way by yourself until you learn all the information. So it's not till you get across all this information down here, the escape ways, taking a cut, firing a cut, production mining, paste fill, all that sort of stuff. You need to know about scaling. You need to know about safety on the work site. You need to know surviving the first 12 months. There's so much information in here that you need to know that makes it so much easier to get you up to speed if you know it before you go. That's why the employers like what we do with the training. The other thing that the employers like about the training is that out of 100 people, we get 35 to 40 people that do the training and say, holy shit, if that's what mining is, I don't want to do this anymore. And that's why I would recommend to everybody to spend the $495, do the DIY intro to underground mining, learn if it's going to be for you. And if it is going to be for you, then you've got a pathway to get yourself in. If you want some help, you can upgrade to the work ready. There's an upgrade button down here that you can upgrade to. So there you go. There's the upgrade button to the work ready. You can get some help. But the big thing is working out whether you actually want to go and be a miner. Because, yeah, out of 100 people, they get 35 to 40 people that go, holy shit, this isn't going to be for me. And out of the other 60, they get 45 people that study and they go and get jobs, not a problem. And then, of course, we get 15 people that can't follow the instructions, don't read the course properly, can't answer the mining questions in the interview. And if you can't answer the mining questions in the interview, the whole point that the employers are interviewing you is because you've done the training and you're supposed to know what's going on. If you can't answer those questions, then it makes it really, really hard for them to hire you, and they'll be awfully polite, but they'll move on to the next person. It just is what it is. The employers for all these mines, they want experienced people. The reason that they want experienced people is because if they get green new starters in, for this nippers job, they hire 5 people, they will get 2 succeed. And out of the 5 people, it will cost them between $25,000 and $30,000 for each person. So you're looking at $150,000 to train 5 people, and if you only get 2 successes, then you're looking at about $75,000 per person. And that's, pretty conservative estimate on how much it's costing for people these days coming through with all the training that's got to be done on site and all the onboarding that's got to be done now. So yeah, it's an expensive thing. So if you can show them that you've invested a bit of time and money into yourself and you know how their mine works, then it gives you a huge advantage over everybody else. The other thing that I just wanted to quickly talk about in this video is all the companies that are telling you that you can go off and get a utility job and then go and get a bus driver's job or a utility job or something like that, and then you can go and get a mining job after that. It just doesn't work like that. There's no transferable skills from the housekeeping role into a production mining role. There's no transferable skills from a shutdown role into a production mining role. I keep telling people this, that if you came onto my mine site as a new starter and you had shutdown experience or you had civil construction experience or you had utility experience, say you had 12 months utility experience or 12 months shutdown experience or 12 months civil experience, there's nothing that I could do to increase the rate that which I put you through than I would anybody else that came in from another background. So like if they came in from McDonald's or Hungry Jack's or in hospitality, or if they came in as a childcare worker or a disability support worker or whatever, I'm still having to teach them exactly the same things that I have to teach you as somebody that's been on a mine site before, because there are no transferable skills. If there were transferable skills, they'd be asking for them in these job ads. They'd be asking for people from those direct jobs in these job ads, and they're just not doing that because there aren't any transferable skills. So instead of trying to get yourself a utility job or a shutdown job to start with just to get your foot in the door, my suggestion is to do the training and go straight and get your dream job straight away. If you're mucking around trying to get a utility job, all you're going to do is get stuck as a utility, or the same with the shutdown work. All shutdown work leads to is more shutdown work, unfortunately. So if you want to get into the industry, check out the training, learn how it all works, educate yourself, and approach the employer from a position of power where you can actually hold a conversation with them about what's going on in the industry. I hope you found that information helpful, and if you want to check out the training, it's at undergroundtraining.com.au, and if you want to talk to somebody that knows how the industry works, the phone number's at the end of the video.